Hello, I'm Mark.
And I'm Cynthia. And we are enjoying the best 30 years right now.
Yes, we are.
What does that mean to you? Well, it's your choice. That's what it means to you. But for tonight, I'm really excited about this because we're
It's gonna be
gonna
a fun one.
we're gonna talk about something really fun, and that's how do you celebrate holidays? I was talking to one of my friends today, and I asked her, well, what's a favorite drink that you have? And one that's really refreshing for summer. And she's like, oh, I love fruit infused drinks. Have you ever tried those before? And if you have you tried them again? So we're going to start with just one of them, and then Mark's going to tell one, and then we're going to just kind of mix it up a little bit. So one of them would just be to put pineapple and strawberry together. Simple, right? And you can then add just a little drop of lime to that. It'll just change the flavor out, but it'll be nice.
Nice and cool and refreshing.
So there's a first refreshing drink
That's a good
for
one.
tonight. What's yours?
Well, I've always kind of liked the idea of mint julep, but I'm not a liquor drinker. And so I came up with this idea of a mint julep.
Oh yeah,
because I love honeydew melon. It's one of my favorite summer fruits. And so I take honeydew and I cut it in half, and I scoop out half and put it in the blender. And then I put a cup of ice and then peppermint. And you have to be careful with peppermint because peppermints are really hot oils. So sometimes if I'm not careful, I'll get more than one drop in it. And it will be way too strong. So what I do is I take a teaspoon and just touch it on the teaspoon to make sure that I only get one drop. Put that in, blend it up, and it is a wonderful, cool, refreshing summer drink.
And then you just take some wild mint that you might have in your yard that never goes away and stick it on the top or the side. Or you can buy mint for it and put that on garnish it. It's really nice. It's really pretty too.
So there you go. That's mine.
Really minty. I like that. That's great. So now we have that. And before we tell any more, I'd just like to ask you to think about, why do we want to do this with drinks? Why do we want to do it in the first place? What would be the purpose of it? What's the purpose of having, flavoring it with a little bit of essential oils? And that is because if you're feeling cheery and uplifted, it's going to help you feel even more calm or cheery. It's awesome. Or else it'll bring down your temperature like peppermint does. Stick a little peppermint in there, or spearmint. You probably have some of those same qualities. But just kind of calm the body a bit, right? So, and another thing you might want to do is kind of rev it up a little bit. So what could we do to rev it up? Well, a chef friend of mine puts some other kinds of oils in it. One's a really great heart oil, and that's cinnamon. And so I love the idea of putting cinnamon in a drink. So remember those infused fruit oils that we talked about? Well, you could do that, or you could do a smoothie. But we're just going to talk the water infused right now. Things that you can carry with you, take with you. If you're on the run, just grab that fruit and stick it in, and then put a drop of cinnamon in. And here's a new one for you. Besides the idea that that's going to give you some heart healthy experience, and I love the taste of cinnamon. It's really great for your mouth and helps with your teeth and does all sorts of wonderful things that way. The other thing that would be really great that you can do is black pepper. Who thinks of black pepper? Now, I'm going to ask you to consider black pepper and lemonade. Yes, black pepper and lemonade.
I never would have put those two
together. It gives it a little kick on it. Black pepper is really great for anybody who's feeling kind of down and focusing on behaviors that are consistent with addiction. So you can support yourself from staying away from eating too much of whatever the foods you don't want to eat by tipping a little teeny bit of black pepper into your lemonade. And how can you make lemonade? Well, you can do it with sugar. That's what a lot of people do. And you can squeeze all your lemons for 3 hours, and you can do that too. And I just use lemon oil. It's wonderful, and it's a great way to do it. And you can slip in, if you want to, you can slice a couple of lemons and stick the lemon oil in with it. The lemon oil will stick to the lemons themselves, and then you don't have the lemons sitting at the top. So there's your lemonade. I like to use stevia. Some people, that's not their favorite. So find a good flavor that works for you. You could use coconut sugar, you can use maple sugar, and that would be kind of interesting because if you use maple syrup, you're going to get kind of that brown sugar flavor in it. Or you can use turbinado sugar, which is also kind of a brown flavor, but it's just less refined. So we're trying to stay away from those refined sugars because those are more, bodies respond differently. When you look at brain imagery in the neuroscience groups, you can see that the brain responds more significantly to like a processed sugar than it does a non-refined sugar. You can use honey, you can use agave. So anyway, that's
and
your
they also
sweeteners.
have higher glycemic index.
Oh,
as
yeah.
well, so
Put you to
that's
the
gonna
ceiling.
really mess with your.
Right. So
Your
this
blood
is how you
sugar.
make it for yourself, and it's so wonderful, right? So then you can also do, so we've talked about putting pepper in it, which gives it just that little, I keep doing that, but it's just like kind of spice. You don't know what it is that you had, but it tastes
What
good.
was that?
Yeah. And you can also try lavender lemonade.
Huh.
What? Yeah, you can put the two together. Now you have to be really careful that the lavender doesn't overpower. But if you put lavender in with it, what do you think that's going to give you? How do you think that's going to make you feel?
Calm.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's going to be a calmer, but it's
Mm.
also going to make you feel happy because
Yeah.
all the citrus oils tend to give us kind of a mood uplift. Isn't that awesome?
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds really fun.
So another
like
thing
that.
that you can do is, okay, well, tell us another one that you have, and then we'll talk about.
Okay, so I'm going to fast forward to the winter season, to
Okay.
Christmas time, or to to the holidays, end of the year. And something's become a favorite and a tradition in our family is we call it nata colada because we share it with the whole family, with the kids, with everybody. So again, it doesn't have the liquor kick in it, but it has pineapple and coconut cream in it and a little bit of rum extract flavoring for the flavor. And then I kick it up with a little bit of either lemon or lime because the pineapple and the citrus together really makes a nice
Yeah.
flavor.
Yeah, it would.
So
Yes.
put some ice in it, put it in the blender, blend it up. And people, all the time, people ask me, what's your recipe? This is amazing. This is so good. It's super simple. It really is. It's really
and it's
simple.
fantastic.
And it's a wonderful, wonderful flavor and really fun for the holidays.
Great, great. So now so far we've told you about, we started at the very beginning with fruit infusion, right? And then we moved to mint juleps.
Tulips.
Tulips. And then we
Like
went
tulips, but tulips.
Right.
Tulip.
Then we went to, oh my goodness, where did we go to from there? Lemonade
Lemonade.
with change outs, right? And then we went to the pina colada, right? Nata colada.
Yeah.
And so already you've got 4 really great ones. And now we're just going to talk about a couple of others and things that you could do. So you can always, any of the oils that you can swallow, you can use in your drinks. So if you like the flavor of it, it's a pretty good indicator that you can use it for your drinks. One of the things that Mark likes to do, another one that he does, is he likes to make Italian sodas.
Oh yeah.
And do you want to tell how you do your Italian sodas?
Oh, I get super simple. I go for simple, but the flavors are wonderful. So I put half a cup of crushed ice in an 8-ounce glass.
That was an 8 ounce. You can't say the other hand.
Yeah, there you go, 8-ounce glass. And fill half with ice. Then I use rice dream or rice milk because that's my favorite kind of milk. You can use almond milk. You can use any cow's milk. You can use whatever your favorite milk is, or even coconut milk.
Right.
So half with your favorite milk. And then I use Pellegrino sparkling water to fill the rest. And then I put my favorite flavor in. And my two most favorite flavors are, well, gosh, I have so many. But
well, just start with the first two.
The first two that I like most are birch. So just one drop of birch, and you stir that in.
But you can't get birch, so find what else would you do? Fennel, maybe.
Fennel. Or, fennel is my next favorite.
Okay.
So birch gives me the root beer kind of flavor if you can get birch, and fennel is kind of that licoricey flavor, and it's such a wonderfully refreshing flavor. And since we can't use birch, I'll give you one more. I like the citrus. I like Citrus Bliss or green mandarin. Those are two of my very favorites.
Okay.
And they're just such refreshing, uplifting, happy drinks.
So instead of Citrus Bliss, you could take wild orange and put some vanilla in it.
That's what I meant, wild orange.
Yeah, wild orange, you did.
Okay.
So no, wild orange and stick a little bit of vanilla in it.
Okay.
Would be fantastic.
Yes,
it'd be like drinking an orange cremo.
It's great.
If you don't know what that is, it's just a popsicle that tastes like that. Okay, and you could also, if you want to just kick that one up a little bit, you could add a little bit of ginger to that one. So you do the wild orange and the vanilla, or you don't have to do the vanilla, and then you could put in that third, which is ginger. So what's that going to do for you? Well, wild orange and ginger are really great for the immune system. So here you are in the middle of this great party, and you're upping everybody's immune systems.
Oh.
What
a bonus.
So, it's an interesting thought, because a lot of times we think that when we have parties, we can't eat in healthy ways. But if we find things that are really fun like this, then suddenly we actually are increasing the level of enjoyment for the people that are at the party, and we're keeping them all healthy, which is really great, right?
That's a win-win-win.
Yes, a win-win-win. That's a good one. So think about ways that you could experiment with some of the flavors that you like and that might be good for your body. So you don't have to just hold to the ones that we just talked about. So another one that you might consider is doing some kind of a chocolate soda. And how would you do that?
With chocolate?
Oh, that's a good idea. So you might just choose actually cacao, which sounds crazy. You'll have to mix this one up. So you want to put some kind of a milk with it, right? Okay. And guess what I'm making? I'm going to make an Italian soda with this, but it's going to be a chocolate Italian soda. And then we're going to stick peppermint in it.
Ooh.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be good?
That sounds really good.
Yeah. So then you get a chocolate peppermint. And then to make it look cute, which I like to do, you could add a little raspberry on the top or two.
Nice. Now you mix. Do you just mix that in the glass, or do you mix it in the
Well,
blender?
you mix that one, you're going to have to blend.
Okay.
Because of the cacao. So you're going to do that to your taste, the cacao, and remember, you're going to add the ice to it, like you did with the Italian ice that you talked about, and then you're going to add the soda on top of that. So it's going to be kind of layers of all of those things, right? So you have the ice, the Italian soda flavoring is what you're really making with the chocolate and the peppermint and the milkish thing that you use, almond milk or whatever you choose, and then that on top. That's awesome.
The Italian sodas are best if you put a little sweetener in them as well. Stevia is my favorite, so that's what I use, just a little bit of stevia. But if you put your favorite sweetener in there, it will really kick it up.
And
I've got another one.
Oh, okay. You tell yours, and then I'll tell what else you can do. Okay.
Okay. So let's go to fall. Let's go to the fall season. I love fall.
No. We're still in. Okay. Well, you can tell.
We're still on what?
Well, we're going to do it this summer. You can do it this summer.
Oh,
but
we're
he's
still
just
doing
talking
summer?
about.
Oh, okay.
Well, you talked about the winter one, so go ahead and talk about the fall thing.
Go for the summer one.
No. I'm not going. I was just going to tell. Okay. No, just tell us what your fall thing, and then we'll come back to the Italian soda.
Okay. All right. So fall, I love fall. Beautiful time of year, nice and cool, leaves changing, a little bit of nip in the air. And I love to have a warm apple drink during that time of year. So I like to take apple cider and put it in a pan, warm it up, and then I put cinnamon oil and clove oil and mix them and let it simmer. It's a wonderful warm drink for that time of year.
So you could actually make that and stick On Guard in it too, and then you'd just be putting in the wild orange with that. That'd be interesting.
I'll have to try that. I haven't tried that one.
Yeah.
Good idea. There you go.
So, okay, so now we're going to flip back to the Italian sodas. So if you want to make an Italian cream soda, instead of using milk, you could use coconut cream. What? Yes. So use coconut cream and add a little bit of vanilla to it. And then you'll have a cream soda.
I'm going to try that one. That
So
sounds
good.
really good.
And you could add, if you want to change it out a little bit, you could put in a little bit of lime in that, or you could stick again any of like tangerine. I would love tangerine, is so wonderful to me, and that's great. But I love the caramely flavor of cream soda. So you add to get that kind of caramel flavor that you might want to have in it. You know, you can buy the caramel flavors, but they have a lot of things in it. So we're just going to kind of play with coconut milk a little bit and put in the vanilla. And then if you want to have kind of that brown sugary flavor, you could add a little bit of maple sugar, but it's going to maple syrup. It's going to taste a little bit maple if you're not careful on that one. So that would be another fun one that you could do. So I'm going back to, now I'm going to go back to the infusions again. So what about berry infusions? We talked about strawberry, but what about the other berries? Can you put those inside of there too?
Sure.
Yeah, you can. Some of them have better flavor than others. I don't think blueberries do very well, but I think raspberries are a really, really nice flavor. And I especially like them if I add the lime to the raspberries. That's a really good one. I like that. And once again, you can consider like a cinnamon oil. I like cinnamon a lot. So you can stick that in there just to kind of offset again or add a kick-me-up flavor to it. A fun one that you might want to consider, and it's totally out there, but it's really different, is to think of an infusion like that and add pink pepper to it. Now, pink pepper isn't really pepper, but it has a really interesting flavor. And try it first before you put it in anything and see what you think. But it'll just give another little flavor that people aren't expecting when they take a drink, but it's a great flavor to add just a teeny bit of that to your
How does that
infusion.
compare to the flavor of black pepper?
Not at all.
Not at
They're
all.
very different. They're very different flavors.
Okay.
It's really interesting. So now we've got a whole gamut of different flavors. And why we've done that is so that you can think that you've got a larder of oils, let's say, and you might be thinking, how can I utilize them for my health and to keep myself really healthy over the summer season? Well, these will help your body to circulate out the toxins in your system. They'll help you feel, energized and help your be able to have better breathing. I mean, they do so many great things for us. So if you're kind of wanting to have one of those things happen for you, consider putting some of these in these wonderful drinks that you're drinking and enjoying during your summer. And now we're going to shift gears. So now we've had this great experience with how to have great drinks, right? And so now we're going to shift gears just slightly. And the reason why we're doing this is because most people on holidays do this one thing all in common besides celebrate with rah-rah. They overeat, or they eat things they're not accustomed to, or they eat things that they only do on holidays. And as a result, they often get tummy aches. So if you are in that category, and that would be me. So if you're in that category, then think of these digestive capsules, not just digestion. And I have had bouts of, sheer stomach ailment after eating, which is commonly not very happy. And I'll take a couple of these and immediately I'll feel better. And it's got me out of some really tight spots. I never travel without this. I always have this when I travel because I'm going to go to restaurants that I've never been to. I might end up with food poisoning somewhere along the road. Nobody, knows.
You never know how food's going to settle.
And I always have this with me. If I eat out, I'm not sure about what I'm eating, I always take these. And I'll do 2 caps, or do what's recommended. If you feel like you want to do more than 1, that's great. I always do 2 caps. Says 1. I always do 2. Now, for some people, holidays are great things. And for some people, holidays aren't such great things, because it brings back a lot of memories, and we go in the past instead of staying right where we are at. And so you need adaptive. And adaptive in caps, once again, that's just so that you don't have to think about it all the time. You take it in the morning and take it in the afternoon, and you'll be good for the whole day. Do it again next day. Or if you aren't sleeping at night because of whatever reason, you can do one then too. But the whole point is, we want to keep ourselves having an enjoyable experience. And sometimes we'll self-sabotage and end up in a place that we don't want to be. And so we want to spiral out of that. And sometimes it takes some outside indicator to help us to do that. Some outside jarring, I don't know what you call it. Some
like,
force, or something.
Influence.
There we go. Influence. That's my word. And that's what this is. It's an outside influencer that deals with your senses and your body, and it's going to help pull you out. It's awesome. I love that.
It is amazing. I've seen almost immediate results.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
People who are down here and they take it and they're suddenly,
oh yeah,
life's good. Everything's okay.
Yeah, and
It's
it's just remarkable. It's just remarkable. And you can do that for yourself and have a better holiday. So we hope that's what you'll do. We hope you have a great holiday. Try one of those fun drinks that we suggested, and
surprise your friends and neighbors and have them try one of those little pick me up, kick me up drinks.
Yeah.
They'll
try
have a lot of fun.
something that you can surprise your friends with. It's awesome. Okay, take care. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.